that is bliss. So first of all, there is an ignorance about the spirituality. And people know the pleasure, people know Ananda, but that bliss which is coming from within is not tested. So they are looking for the pleasure in search of bliss. They don't know the bliss is inside, but they are looking for pleasure and they get happy. So this happiness, momentary happiness, they think that this is bliss, but they cannot catch hold of this bliss because they are falling again into the misery and other problems.
But tell me, Bliko, what you're saying is all correct. Can spirituality equal to bliss or create bliss?
Spirituality is equal to bliss because once you know the spirituality, you are transcendent the dharmas and all the rituals, and you are now in the domain of your own search, which leads you to the Atma. And you know the
what is spirituality?
The real meaning of your life.
What are you thinking spirituality is all about? What is spirituality?
Spirituality is all about knowing what this sansar is. What
not
this
knowing, but you mean realizing. You're saying the
when
word
you
knowing, but
realize, when you know, first you know, and first you know logically, then you realize that yes, this is all drama. Why should I get any pleasure from drama? That is not going to happen. And you feel detachment. When you feel detachment from this sansar and you go within, and then you realize that the God is within me and it is with me. I am Sip. When you consider yourself first, you are soul, and you understand the soul is Sip, then you don't look outside.
Then what type of Ananda you will experience in that state?
And that Ananda is not expressible in languages. So that Anand is
you gave the right answer. You gave the right answer, but you are not experienced that bliss, or you're not able to express that bliss. When you're not able to express, or you're not able to experience.
Not able to express because words cannot justify the bliss.
Okay.
It will not fall.
We have got some more time to close. We will get to the root of this today. Ashok Nichani and then Rumataji. Ashok Nichani, bolo. Is spirituality equals to bliss?
Yes, Sirji, it's very true.
Explain, please.
Sirji, Sat Chit Anand is peace and bliss. Truth. Okay. And kan kan mein Bhagwan hai. So, if Kan mein Bhagwan, that is the supreme power and energy who has created all this, like Chanda mein tu, Taro mein tu, Panchi mein tu, Phul Podho mein tu, Pahado mein tu. Sir, all this is bliss. Can a human being,
beautiful sound, beautiful sound.
Can any scientist create all this, sir?
No, not that. Forget about scientists.
So this is bliss.
Ashok.
This is real bliss.
Let us not. You in Bliko may miss the same point. You're saying it, but you're not. When you start feeling Chanda mein tu, Taro mein tu, Panchi mein tu, Phool Paudho mein tu, Pahado mein tu, Nadiyon mein tu, हर शय में प्रभु तू ही तू, देखूं तुझे प्रभु मैं हर शय में, हर इंसान में प्रभु तू ही तू. When you Ashok and Bliko, when you start experiencing the divine everywhere, what is that kind of bliss? When you realize you are God, when you realize you are divine, when you are able to overcome all the misery of body, mind, and ego, where you are able to still the mind and kill the mind, where you are able to be in consciousness, where you are able to be in Satchit Anand, where you are able to see the divine manifesting everywhere, in everything, in soul, in Posimo, what more bliss can you experience? When you realize ye leela hai maya, kuch bhi sach to na, नाटक ये प्रभु का है एक ख्वाब जैसा, जहां में होता जो वो माया है. When you reach this state, then you become so blissful. But the problem is we
हवाओं
are not
में
able. अच्छा,
हवाओं में है तू, हवाओं में है तू.
that is another bhajan.
That is
हवा में जो मस्ती, मैं तो
मस्ती है.
वही, मैं ये नहीं. When you realize you are a Shakti, when you can start experiencing that Shakti, nothing matters. Nothing in this world matters. If doctor tells you you got cancer, you'll say, so what? क्या हुआ? होगा. जो होगा होगा. But we are not able to reach that level of spirituality. We get one small cough and cold, only we start thinking we are going to die. If we get cough and cold, we start thinking, Prabhu, मैं मरने वाला हूँ क्या? Prabhu, am I going to die? Oh God. Oh God. Your doctor, will I be alive? Doctor, I have got COVID. Doctor, will I die of COVID? Doctor, I will wear three masks, not one mask. I want to wear three masks. Doctor. I wrote a book on fear 3 years back. In March of 2020, I wrote, everybody is uselessly scared of COVID. Rumata ji, bataiye, is spirituality equal to bliss? Louder. Because of this.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Namaskar. Bataiye Rumata ji.
Guruji, I feel spirituality releases us from all the myths to which we are attached from childhood.
So then what happens?
We are attached to false things and we don't know the reality. Now when we realize that what is real, then we can experience Satchitanand, which is eternal bliss. Because up to now we were believing many things which were not true.
So come again clearly. What did you say? What does spirituality do?
It is releasing us from all the myths to which we are attached from childhood. Since
Very
childhood.
good. Very good. Spirituality liberates us. I'm using one little bit more different word, Rumata ji. Spirituality liberates us. It liberates us from myth. It liberates us from attachments. It liberates us from fear. It liberates us from worry. Remember the word worry? What is worry? Who remembers what is worry? Anybody can tell me? What is worry? Sometime I ask you all should know what is. So spirituality is a state. When we talk about spirituality means that you are enlightened with the truth. Spirituality means you have advanced in the science of the spirit. At what level doesn't matter. See, you must understand, spirituality is different and mukti and liberation and unification is different. But spirituality is realizing, all of you on this call, you are spiritually evolved. All of you. At what level? It depends. Suppose the mind is in command, then you are good for nothing. When the mind is in command, you are good for nothing. When the soul is in command, you become divine. You become a god. But when the soul is in command, then you are in consciousness. Then your intellect is active. Sometimes when my mind is in command, I become a puppet. I become a puppet for a few moments. I'm telling you, I become a puppet for a few moments. I become so useless. Then I immediately come back to consciousness, CBTY, come back to yoga, flip over from mind to consciousness. I hope you all know what I'm talking about. Immediately you must flip over. If you don't flip over, you will slip and you will dip and you will die. But I'm still looking for some more deeper answers. How spirituality can create bliss? Anybody? We have got all the pieces are put together. Somebody said something, somebody else said something. Who can put it together?
So I want to share my experience.
Yes.
Since I started my spirituality journey, I have realized that automatically I have been cut off from the outside pleasures. They don't mean anything to me now.
Beautiful.
What was attracted
Wait,
to?
one minute. Please don't forget what you're trying to say. Don't forget what you're trying to say. See, my dear friends, what Samatma is saying. Samatma is saying, the outside pleasures have dropped. She is not depriving herself. She is not saying she is depriving herself. Same thing with me. I am not depriving myself from pleasures, but the pleasures have become meaningless. When you become spiritually evolved, these petty pleasures, they become meaningless. Arey kya? It's like, just like, Samat, I'm going to tell a small story before I come back to you. A small child goes to a toy shop. A small child goes to a toy shop and the child wants, what you call this, He-Man, Superman. And when the child does not get the He-Man and the Superman, or the girl does not get her favorite Barbie doll, "Where, mommy? Where, mommy? Where?" We are like that child. Only we don't cry publicly. Inside we are crying. Inside we are crying in misery. A spiritually enlightened person does not cry. What Samatma said, a spiritually enlightened person drops these desires, drops these petty pleasures. P-O-P-P-P. Prisoner of pleasure, possession, and people. You are able to be free from P-O-P-P-P. Pop. Pop. You are free from that pop. Continue. Sorry to interrupt you. Beautifully said, Samatma. Continue.
And one more thing which I experienced is one of the days when I was just sitting in silence, I realized that when I'm in total silence, I just went into my body sort of. That time I realized that all our 11 systems which we have, respiratory system, digestive system, all the systems, they are not fighting with each other. They are not making any noise. They are working in total silence. And that silence was something very blissful. Because outside there's so much noise, but inside it's totally like nobody says I am superior. No organ or nothing is talking. That was something very different.
Beautiful. Spirit, my dear friends, spirituality makes us live cutting the noise and listening to the divine voice. I don't want to butt into the answer. I'm still waiting. Girish, did you get any answer, Girish? I asked you to introspect. Girish.
With this, we come to know that God is in everything and everything is in God.
And so?
So, for what we are searching for outside? God is within me.
Do you experience Ananda? My question to you. Do you experience Ananda? Or you all are thinking this air is talking bullshit. This air is just talking some rubbish, some nonsense. Or you really experience Ananda? That's my question.
Like Samatma told, external pleasures have dropped.
Okay.
That much I can guarantee.
But you enjoy eating your dosa, biryani, or you don't enjoy?
Definitely I enjoy.
Then what is dropped?
Meaningless gatherings, attendances, and other things which do not help us to carry on this path.
So, my dear friends, there's a beautiful song. I don't know how many of you have heard the song. It says, Satya ka chit ananda hai, Satchidananda, Satchidananda, ehsaas jo sach ka karta hai, chit mein rehta wo ananda pata. Now listen. कभी भी वो ना है रोता, कभी वो दुखी ना होता, सत्य के चित में रहता, आनंदा पाता, सच्चिदानंदा. When you reach that state of Sat Chit Anand, what many things drop. Samatma, Girish, Kaumudi. What drops? Ashok Nichani, Girish, all of you. Fear drops. What is that? The problem, how dangerous fear is? Fear can destroy. Fear is one of the most dangerous emotions in the world. Fear, worry, anxiety, stress, depression. A spiritually enlightened person doesn't have all these things. A spiritually enlightened person will pass these, but they will not defeat him. They will not defeat her. These emotions will also come to a spirit. Don't think these things don't come to a spiritual person. They come to a spiritual person. But just like you have got what they call they get Scotch guard. Scotch, you know Scotch guard. Scotch guard. If you apply Scotch guard, if you pour water, it will not go inside. It will not get wet. You become spirituality becomes a repellent. You become a negative repellent.
Teflon coating. Teflon coating.
Coating. Spirituality coating means fear will come, bang, and hit and go back. Worry will come, dushum, and hit and go back. You will not sink because you have put a coating of spirituality. Actually, coating of spirituality means actually you have taken off the mind, and actually you have not put any coating. You have dropped the senses. You have dropped the mind. You have dropped the ego. Who creates the misery? Who is creating the misery? The mind and the ego. If you drop the mind and the ego, then where is the misery? Tell me, if there is no mind and ego, where is misery? There is no misery. Imagine you are in Satchit Anand. If you are in the state of Satchit Anand, then where is misery? We are not able to be in that state of Satchit Anand. So, before we end, we have to put it together. We have to be clear. Does spirituality create bliss? Kaumudi. And Eru. Kaumudi and Eru. Yes. Eru. Okay.
Yeah. So you said something very beautiful after Samatma shared that the internal systems don't make noise. You said something very nice. Can you repeat that?
I said so many things.
Spirituality does not make music, and you said does not make noise.
No, unless you tell me what, because I already told 10 things. So try to recall.
Okay. Okay, I'll just rewind this thing. And
yes, Eru.
Shivu,
Sure.
I think spirituality is equal to freedom. Freedom from the prison of body, mind, and ego. Freedom from the prison of every anxiety, fear, and stress. And I was just talking to my son while driving. I was telling him about this mudra, this hand like this. What does it mean? Everywhere we were just seeing one statue of Lord Rama. And I was telling him that what does it mean? It means we are controlling the 5 senses, and we are 5, all these 5 fingers, 5 senses.
Very good. Yeah, very good.
And it means that we are in control of our senses, and we are not baffled by any problem as such. So spirituality gives us that kind of freedom from all these problems. So this is what I was.
You know why, right? Because in spirit, when you say, I am the divine spirit, when you say, I am the Atma, I am Eru, Atma, that means you drop the ego, you drop the mind. It's like a seesaw. If the mind and ego is on the top, then the spirit is down on the bottom. But if the spirit is on the top, then the mind and ego is like a seesaw. When we are in spirituality, then we are on the top here. And what I like the idea of the Father, we always see the gods putting their hand up. I like that idea, right? So this 5 hands with 5.5 senses. Oh, Shanti. All eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Be quiet. Shh. It's a good symbolization. And that can only happen in spirituality. Only spirituality, therefore, now let me just put this together. Spirituality is dropping the 5 senses, is dropping the mind, is dropping the ego. What's left? What is left? What is left is Satchitanand. What is left is what Ashok said, Chanda Metu Taro. Beautiful song Ashok brought about. So, when we are able to be spiritual, then we drop the body, mind, ego. What Eru also just now told, we drop the body, mind, ego. And dropping the body, mind, ego is equal to bliss. Kaumudi, you got the answer now? Here it is. When we drop, because, now let me explain to you. Suppose you take a nice white shirt, like I'm wearing, white shirt, and you throw tomato sauce, all tomato sauce. Then you throw chaat masala, all chaat masala. Then you throw pav bhaji masala on it. What happens to the shirt? It's all dirty. Exactly when your spirituality becomes dirty, when your spirituality is coated with body, mind, and ego, you have pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego. There is anger, there is hate, there is revenge, there is jealousy. You know, I know people, jealousy, I know a person, that person was so jealous, they gave poison to somebody else. They gave poison because the jealousy can be so dangerous. Will a spiritual person do it? A spiritual person is free from ego. A spiritual person is free from fear and worry. They say, hoga jo hoga, kyun chinta karu? Hoga wahi Prabhu jo chahe tu. हंस के जीना है जो भी कर सकूं, तू जो संभाले क्यों चिंता करूं. You become fearless. You become fear. So my dear friends, today's session is important because we have to understand, does spirituality create bliss? Spirituality is the science. S stands for science of the soul. P stands for peace and bliss. I stands for the intellect is active. R stands for we realize I am sick. And then I stands for I am not the body. T stands for transcending mind and ego. U stands for you are free. A stands for accept joyously. L stands for loving or you love all. I stands for you are illuminated. T stands for total surrender. And Y stands for yearning for the divine. Don't write it now, Ashok Chotwani. I got this in the flight 5 minutes back. 5 minutes back when I was landing in the plane, I wrote down the acronym for spirituality. SPIRITUALITY. What is spirituality? I wrote the acronym in the plane just now when the plane was landing. As it was landing, I was quickly. Remember, I am not finalized. But spirituality is the science. See, S means science of the spirit. P means peace and bliss. I means intellect is active. R means realizing I am sick. I means I am not the body. T means transcending mind and ego. U is you are free. A is accept joyously. L is love all. I is illumination. T is total surrender. And Y is yearning for the divine. So don't copy, I told you, I'm still making it final. But spirituality is very blissful. My dear friends, you compare spirituality to samsara. Just compare spirituality to samsara. You know, I'll just tell you one small thing. Sometimes my son doesn't talk to me for 1 month. If any of you, if your son doesn't talk for 1 month, you would have already got 2 heart attacks. You would have had 2 heart attacks. But spirituality makes you surrender. Spirituality makes you detached. Spirituality says if there's a problem, there is a supreme power. The supreme power will take care of the problem. Spirituality will say if there's a problem, it will come to you to solve the problem. Don't worry. Why do we worry? Anybody, why do we worry? In one line, don't give me WRR. You know why we worry? Anybody, why we worry?
No faith.
Good, beautiful Ashok. Lovely Ashok. Because we don't have faith. Either you have faith or you have fear. In samsara, you have fear. In spirituality, you have faith. In samsara, you wonder. In spirituality, you accept. In samsara, you keep on hoping. In spirituality, you surrender. In samsara, we are caught by cravings and desires and yearnings for the world. In spirituality, you let go. You let go. Dina bandhu dina nath, meri dori tere haath. Dina bandhu mere tu dina nath, meri dori Prabhu ji tere haath. Dina bandhu dina nath, meri dori tere haath. Oh Lord, The string of my life is in your hands. I don't worry. What am I? I am nothing. So, my dear friends, you have to evolve spiritually. Now, I want some opposition questions. Some people to argue with me and some people to throw some questions at me. Who's going to throw some opposition questions? Any opposition questions? Yes, Kaumudi, back to Kaumudi.
Yeah, yes. So not an opposition question, but I was just saying that means if any person has got interest in life or taking pleasure in other things, which you said that when a person becomes spiritual, he should not have, or he automatically loses interest. Like for example,
I did not say you should not have. He automatically loses interest. Continue.
हाँ, तो मेरा नहीं हुआ है automatic. Like I am interested in everything.
You
I
know
want
what?
to
Yeah.
look good. I want to wear nice jewelry. I want to go places, everything. But I am
So-
spiritual. I love spiritualism.
So therefore you are swinging from one pendulum to spirituality, and then you're swinging to the material world. That's not a problem. Don't see what is good in you is you're honest. Being honest is very important. Now, like Samatma, one day you will lose the ruchi. You know, ruchi means what? You know the meaning of ruchi? You will lose the ruchi for those things.
Hmm.
The swad, the taste. Huh? And you will become Atma. You will become Atmik. So let me tell you, you'll forget about you. I was such a rascal. I was such a rascal of the first order. Which desire I did not have. Every damn desire of the world I had. Then how it's dropped? How it's dropped now? People cannot believe. Some people till today don't believe that I have dropped all desires. They say, no, you have not dropped desires. There are many people who don't believe that I have dropped all desire. But the truth is, when you are spiritually evolved, then Kaumudi, these desires, they let go of you. They just drop. You don't have, and remember, we are not telling this call for anybody to leave anything. We don't say that in this call. Please keep in mind. Okay, Tina.
Shoham Guruji.
Shoham, Tina.
When your question is spirituality creates the bliss.
Yes.
Sachidananda is there.
Ajay?
Sachidananda is there.
Sachidananda is spirituality.
Yes. So now I'm telling you, supposing if I have an inner happiness,
Yeah.
that's all my positivity.
Yes.
My negativity can be blocked by not allowing it inside my positivity.
Correct.
Okay. So then we say, since there is bliss, you have spirituality.
No, we did not say like that. We did not say bliss is spirituality. We said spirituality is bliss. So the bliss that you are enjoying, let me tell you, it is not spiritual, because if tomorrow the doctor comes and tells you, my dear Tina, there is gangrene in both your legs, I'm going to cut both your legs, you will start crying. Oh God, both my legs, if you cut out, what will I do? Am I right or am I wrong?
No, I say take it, cut it.
Then you are spiritual. Then you are already spiritual.
As I don't mind, it's God's wish, divine's wish. Cut it.
So that is being spiritual.
Oh God.
You got it? A normal person cannot say this. A normal person, when the time comes, they start crying. Oh God, Prabhu, why me, God? Why me? I'm so spiritual. I love you so much, God. Why my leg is getting cut? Okay. So we did not say bliss is equal to spirituality. Bliss is not equal to spirituality. Bliss comes from contentment and fulfillment also. The second peak of happiness. The first peak of happiness is only pleasure. The second peak of happiness is contentment and fulfillment. The third peak of happiness is enlightenment. That enlightenment means being liberated from all sorrow and realizing I am the divine. when you feel, when you feel, I am what?
The divine.
Tattvamasi neti neti, tum ho vahi ye nahi, ye nahi. When you reach that state, Tina, of Tattvamasi, then nothing in this world matters. You become liberated. You're completely liberated from all suffering. That is spiritual bliss. A bliss which knows no unhappiness. The spirituality bliss is that bliss in which there is no triple suffering of the body, mind, and ego. That cannot come with bliss, which you're talking. That cannot come with positivity. Positivity will be knocked down with the misery. Okay, bliss. Yes, bliss. Tell me.
Hi, Shwam dear.
Shivam,
Shwam
my dear.
everyone. I like right.
Every
We
day,
can
life
breathe.
is the road of pleasures.
Every day,
Life is the road of
Road.
pleasures. Road.
life is the road of pleasures.
But the spiritual is the destination of high-level bliss.
Beautiful. Bliss says every day life is a road of pleasures, but spirituality is the destination of eternal bliss. When you reach that, see, look at it. These pleasures are all momentary. I want to eat this. I want to drink this. I want to wear this jewelry. How long? Suppose Kaumudi is wearing the best jewelry. Best jewelry. As she's going for a party, if she sees a servant walking with the same jewelry, Kaumudi will get angry. What, the servant is wearing the same jewelry I am wearing? Immediately she will remove and she'll go and ask the servant, where you got this jewelry? Where you got this? You robbed from my house or what? This is what happens in many tiny pleasures. See it, right? I hope you don't mind, Kaumudi. I'm just giving an example. So what happens is we are all caught by mind and ego. But spirituality is a different feeling. Ashok Nichani. Thank you, Bliss. Ashok Nichani. And Kishan,
Sarji, I
last
have an
question.
example.
Yes, please.
I have an example, Sarji.
Bolo.
Sarji, spirituality bliss is a real diamond, whereas the worldly desire outside bliss is a fake artificial diamond.
Beautiful. Ashok says the spirituality is like a real diamond. And this dunya ka happiness is like Swarovski. What do you call this? What they call this artificial diamonds? Kaumudi, what do you call artificial diamond, man?
American diamond.
American diamond.
American diamond.
So we don't want American diamond. Ashok Nichani. Krishan, last question, Krishan, before we close.
Sir, I have opposite question. People
Yes.
says that spiritual people are running away from their responsibility. They don't not have any purpose in life or any aim. That's why they run away from their responsibility and वो सोलह outlet है spirituality का.
Very good point. Krishan, let me tell you one thing. Spirituality is not running away. Spirituality is not even dropping certain duties. So a lot of people, they talk bad about Buddha. For your information, Krishan, a lot of people say, oh, Buddha साला बेकार आदमी था यार, बीबी को छोड़ के, महल को छोड़ के, बच्चा को छोड़ के भाग गया साला. So, but those who are evolved, those who are really evolved, realize that the Buddha was an enlightened being. The people who are commenting on spiritual people are ignorant. They do not realize the purpose of life. Krishan, don't get worried about these people making this comment. You have realized the purpose of life. We are not running away. We are running to God. We are running to SIP. We are yearning for the divine. We are yearning for the truth. If the ignorant people tell something, just say, oh Lord, forgive them. They know not what they say. Ignore it and move forward. You know the truth. Spiritual, we are not talking about those dhongi yogis who are carrying the chola and going house to house begging. We are not talking of those people. But truly spiritual people are the really evolved people. And we should go in that direction and attain the ultimate bliss. Thank you for an exciting Sunday evening. I bow down to you and see you tomorrow at 8.